You're watching Fun in the Locker Room, brought to you by YouTube. Week 2 of us being on YouTube. We just got word from YouTube today, actually, that they loved the viewership that we brought in from week 1 when we recorded it live last week, that they actually extended our contract to the end of the NFL season. So congrats, everybody. Congrats, Liam and Sean. We did a great job. This is Fun in the Locker Room. We have our hot takes, debates, game recaps coming at you. We got week 2 of the NFL season coming towards you. Again, Liam Holloway, Sean Reichel, Truett Carstetter, week 2 of the NFL season. We're going to hop right into it. We got our hot takes. I know Sean's going to have some steaming pile of crap. So let's hear your week 2 take, Sean. I'm sorry, that was really mean. I'd love to hear your take.
Yeah, wow. Last week I preached patience and not to react over a bad week 1. And I think my team has been rewarded with that. The fact that the Arizona Cardinals, with Kyler Murray healthy, back off his injury, all looking good, and Marv Harrison showing why he was the 4th overall pick in the draft this year and why he is a superstar in the making. That offense was electric. They have playmakers up and down the field. You look at James Conner, Trey McBride, Marv Harrison, and Kyler Murray playing like he did. The fact that Kyler Murray was running around for his life at times and throwing that ball up and just praying Marv Harrison was down there somewhere, and he always was. This offense looks scary, beating one of the top teams that we thought in the NFC, obviously a little injured, but the Rams destroying them. This is their division. With the 49ers losing, the Rams being unhealthy, this is the Cardinals' division. And you better watch out. Who cares that the Call of Duty is coming out in October? Kyler Murray is leading this team to success.
Reichel, I never thought the day would come that we would agree so early on in the season, but it feels good to have another Cardinals believer on the show. I echo everything that you said. I think Kyler Murray is going to be MVP this year. You've heard it here first.
I want to disagree really badly, but Rank, I'm going to echo both of you. Kyler Murray looks great. Defense obviously looks great. James Conner looks great. Marvin Harrison Jr., welcome to the NFL. Rank, I think you forgot there's actually 4 teams in each division. You didn't mention the Seattle Seahawks, who are 2-0 and winning in the division. So let's calm the Jets right now. But yeah, Cardinals are looking good. It's going to be Cardinals Seahawks fighting for this division, so I'm looking forward to it.
Who would have thought going into the season that those would be the 2 teams fighting, the Cardinals and the Seahawks, which I still don't know if it's future. We'll talk about it later. I don't think the Seahawks will be that team competing against the Cardinals for this division. I think the 49ers and Rams will turn around at some point. But this Cardinals offense is legit, and it's fun to watch. It's a fun offense. It's a fun team, and it's going to be an exciting season for them.
Rank, I don't want to take credit for this, but I think I single-handedly made you a believer. I'm talking on the flip side of the ball. The Rams are in trouble. They are in deep, deep trouble. Kupp's going to be out. Puka's going to be out. What are they going to do offensively?
It's going to be a weird season for the Rams. Couldn't really get anything going against the Cardinals. So, Liam, you mentioned that 2 top targets are out. Couldn't even really get the running game going. Kyron Williams only had 25 yards. They only rushed the ball 20 times, and, a little bit of a lack of faith there. You're asking guys like Demarcus Robinson. They just got Colby Parkinson. You're asking these guys that aren't really used to being focal points of the offense. You're asking them to step up big time and contribute. And, I thought this was going to be the year where the Rams are really all healthy and could make that run. And, again, injuries are just, stopping this roster from reaching its potential. So you bring up a good point. I'm not really sure where this roster goes. Somebody's got to catch the ball.
They have to tread water. I know we were all talking about how the Puka Nacua injury was going to really, what we thought, open up the game for a return of the Cooper Kupp we saw a couple of years ago. And it kind of did at times, but this injury coming down, they need to tread water for these next 4 to 6 weeks. Get some wins you have to. Some of how the Packers are doing it. And get yourself in a position that when you have this wide receiver core healthy, like we all know this team is talented when healthy, but can they sustain relevance to the point when they are healthy again?
Yeah, great point, Rank. Upcoming on their schedule, they play Niners and then Bears, Packers, Raiders. If they want a chance to make the playoffs, they got to win 3 of the 4 games. I don't think they're going to do it.
Yeah, I put them at 3-3, which.
Yeah, why don't you think that? Just out of curiosity. Want to hear the
Packers already look pretty good they looked good with Malik Willis, and we'll jump into that later. Raiders just had a gutsy, surprising win, and I don't think they can beat the Niners. So, talking about 3 wins, I think they might get 1.
Wow. Because this team is 1-5, 1-6 when Nakua and Cooper come back. No matter how good those guys are, this team is dead in the water, and it's a done season.
Yeah, and it's not a super favorable remainder of the schedule, too. Obviously, the Dolphins, Eagles, Saints, which we'll get into, Bills, Niners again, Jets and Cardinals again. So it's really not – things aren't really going to be working out in their favor in the second half of the season. So this could be – these next 4 weeks could be make or break for the season, unfortunately. It's weird to say so early on.
All right, True, you want to jump in with yours?
Yeah, I'm going to flip. You mentioned the Packers and how they also had to tread water, and I'm going to have to, kindly disagree with you. I will say the game plan was perfect. Obviously Jordan Love is going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. You have Malik Willis come in, who is unproven, but we know that he's got the talent. That's why he was drafted, where he got drafted. And, the scheme is perfect. Malik Willis threw the ball 14 times, and they rushed the ball 53 times, which I don't know the last time I've ever seen that, for 261 yards collectively. And that's just a great game plan. You obviously have a good defense you can lean on. We'll establish the rushing game with a veteran running back and ease it, for your quarterback who's really just going to be a game manager filling in. My take is that, unfortunately, that was fool's gold because obviously this Colts team was just primed to give up a lot of rushing yards. Joe Mixon ran all over them last week. It was just kind of going to be there for the taking. But if you look at the next couple weeks, and you mentioned the Rams, and we'll get into that. Week 3, you have the Titans, who have the 12th ranked rushing defense by yards. Vikings 10th ranked. You have the Rams, which it's funny that you say that they're not going to beat them because the Rams actually have the 30th ranked rushing defense. So I think there you could have Josh Jacobs establishing that. And the Cardinals the 11th, and the Texans the 9th. So you're going up against a lot of really good rushing defenses there. I don't see this type of performance really working. It's a great plan going forward, but I think it's not going to be effective, and you're going to really be relying on this defense to get you wins against some high-power offenses. So I think it was fool's gold. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking about that.
I'm actually kind of optimistic for the Packers. I think their defense, unbelievable performance. They forced so many bad plays out of Anthony Richardson. A little questionable for the Colts play calling, but I think the Packers will be okay. Jordan Love, he's timing a Week 5 comeback. Latest reports say that. Adam Schefter on the case. And I think they'll be okay. They played the Titans, the Vikings. I think they could be in both those games with Malik Willis at quarterback. And we got to give the man credit. First game, threw a touchdown, got the win at home. You can't ask for much more than that. I think the Packers got a lot of weapons, both sides of the ball, and I think they'll be okay.
I kind of agree with Liam. And you look at Week 3, this is a revenge game. It's Malik Willis going back to the Titans and proving them wrong. This team disrespected him, making him do terrible things, not throw a ball in a game on 4th and something, drafting his replacement year after he was there. He is going to be fired up for this game. And if Jordan Love does come back Week 5, that's 2 more games in Malik Willis, and then you have a high-powered offense back. I think the Packers are perfectly fine. But I think we give Josh Jacobs more credit. Sure, you and me both have been fans last year and trading him around, and we thought he was a little washed, a little done with. Didn't think he'd be able to do this, and he's come out and dominated. The Packers haven't had a running game like this since, Eddie Lacy in his prime. This is really good Packers offense that is balanced and can attack teams with multiple weapons. This is a scary team, and if Malik Willis can do this, just imagine a healthy Jordan Love can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to talk too much crap about Malik Willis. I can give him as much shit as I want for only throwing the ball 14 times. He completed it 12 times, so it's not easy to do. And Rank, to your point, Josh Jacobs was just a bag of chips to you and I last year, just trading him back and forth. So it's good to see him doing well with a new team. New situation always works out.
Yeah, a little bit of a revenge tour, so to speak.
A little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Liam, we're going to set the stage for you and talk about your team. Please enlighten us with your take.
All right, guys. This next section is sponsored by Gucci for the belt to ass that the Saints delivered to the Cowboys. I mean, I don't think anybody saw this coming, besides maybe the guys in the Saints locker room. Coming off week 1 where they just blew the brakes off the Carolina Panthers. Everybody was saying, oh, they played a JV team. Then they walk into Big Bag, Texas, into Jerryland, and they absolutely dominate from the opening whistle. Once again, Derek Carr didn't miss a beat. Looked like an MVP candidate. And we got to talk about Alvin Kamara. 4 touchdowns. 1, 2, 3, 4. I thought they were going to let him go for 6, like a Christmas Day miracle that he had years ago. Everything was clicking on offense. Huge shout out to our offensive line. They've been playing unbelievable. And Clint Kubiak, you're probably going to be my write-in for president this year. You have saved my life. But I'm really excited for the Saints team. And my take is that they're going to finish top 6, both on offense and on the defensive side of the ball. And I just want to go through some names for you guys. Kool-Aid McKinstry, rookie, dog. Will Harris laid that big hit on CeeDee Lamb, dog. Tyrann Mathieu, big hits, got a huge pick, dog. Paulson Adebo, huge pick. The guys up front, oh my goodness. We have weapons everywhere. I'm really excited for the Saints, and I think we're going to be a huge contender in the NFC this year.
Frank, I'll let you follow up on that.
This team has to give you hope. 44 points against this Cowboys team. And obviously, this Cowboys team is shaky at times. And I think we've said them, or I will say them, that they only beat bad teams and lose to good teams. And this is exactly what happened. The Saints team is showing what they're made of. And it all starts on the defense side of the ball. Like, this offense is set up because of that defense. Derek Carr threw the ball 16 times. Not a single receiver had more than 100 yards catching. This team is well-balanced, versatile, and if they're playing like this, it's going to be hard to beat. And I'm curious to see when they play an actual team because, once again, I will say the Cowboys are not that good. Not that they're bad, but they're not as good. Next week, Saints versus Eagles, that's when things are going to start hitting the fan. Eagles, Falcons, Chiefs, they're going to play some good teams coming up. And if they can do this against those teams and show that they can win the tight games, which is very important in the NFL, I don't think I picked to make the playoffs, and I'm going to be really wrong about this one.
Liam, I'm happy for you. Obviously, we knew the defense, we knew the personnel that was there was going to do good things, but this offense, I saw on Bleacher Report. I just double checked, and it's wrong. I was looking at the plays of the game, but at one point, I'm guessing the Saints with Derek Carr QB were 15 of 15 possessions so far this year. 15 scores on 15 possessions is pretty crazy with Derek Carr QB. No disrespect to the man. Got to mention Rashid Shaheed. I mean, that guy is fast. He's very fast. Kamara is looking like prime, what we'll call it 2019, 2020 Kamara. I don't know where this came from. Obviously, you talk about Clint Kubiak. He's from the Kyle Shanahan tree. I'm sure he's going to get a lot of interviews this offseason when it comes to head coaching jobs because he's doing a hell of a job with the offense that he's given. Scary team on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I want to give a huge shout out to our first round pick, Mr. Fuaga, on the offensive line. Dude, I don't know. I was going down the Twitter rabbit hole. Man's put on a clinic yesterday. Him and the rest of the offensive line just been unbelievable. There was virtually no pressure on Derek Carr, and play action was working incredibly well. I love the motion that this team has, getting everybody moving around, and the creativity, throwing Alvin in the slot, Shaheed in the backfield, and Taysom Hill at an offset fullback position and just running the ball down their throat. I mean, I love this team. I love the way we're playing.
Well, I think you need the creativity too because it's not like they're the deepest team at receiver. Olave is there. Shaheed was an undrafted free agent. Outside of that, you don't have a lot of strong name receivers. So I think that, to your point, the creativity is really an unspoken concept that's been going on here. That's really helping you guys.
Yeah, I mean, Shaheed is a deep guy, and then Olave over the middle. With all that time and protection, if you let Derek Carr have some time, he can make a good throw. He's proving a lot of people wrong this year, myself included.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think what this team, like last year they were poor or average at best, and they got a new offensive lineman and they hired a new offensive coordinator, and this is what's happening. It really shows how different good coaching really makes. I know how much Liam screamed about how bad the offensive coordinator was last year. Like, this is what good coaching does to you. It makes players better, makes quarterbacks better, makes teams look better just by a little creativity, which is lacking in some of our teams in the NFL.
Yeah, speaking of Pete Carmichael, if you're out there, you still deserve the electric chair. Just want to say that.
Other side of the ball, the Dallas Cowboys, bad loss. Terrible loss. Coming off a good win against a bad team, the Browns. Like, I don't think any of us had a lot of faith in the Cowboys, but they made no additions this offseason, rolled back the same team, and got steamrolled by the Saints in Dallas. Like, It's embarrassing. I'm not sure how the team can respond. They haven't been able to beat a good team in a while. Like, it's going to be interesting what they do in Dallas.
I might take a minority pick here, but watching the game, I kind of felt bad for Dak. He really, did not get any help. I mean, the Cowboys defense was atrocious. Absolutely abysmal. And then having to throw the ball a bunch when you're down 4 scores in the first half, it never helps. They got to figure this defense out, or else the Cowboys are toast. Because some of the shit we were doing to them was inexcusable. 60-yard screen pass to Alvin Kamara to the house. How does that happen?
It's downright illegal what you were doing.
Yeah.
I'm with you, though, because I do feel bad for Dak because this defense, which is historically, I feel like what they've been able to hang their hat on, very poor job. And then also, I mean, it goes back to your O-line. Shout out your O-line for DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons not being able to get to the quarterback at all. But for Dak, I mean, you have no rushing game. Like Rank said, you didn't make any additions this offseason. Besides, you brought back Zeke. I see Dalvin Cook didn't record his carry. I don't know if he's healthy. But you can't just roll out Rico Dowdle. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce his name. Yeah. And Ezekiel Elliott and Deuce Vaughn and just act like that's some sort of elite running back room that's going to help you. Like, Dak needs something. He's not a Patrick Mahomes. He's not one of just pull something out of his anus and just generate some sort of win for the team. And if the defense is going to let you down, you can't have the rest of the team letting you down as well. So to your point, I don't know what happens here. I was thinking about it today. Maybe it's one of those things where we're going to look back on week 10 when Saints are like 8-2 and be like, well, you know what? Like, that's a fair loss because they lost to a really good team. But it's not like the rest of their schedule is that easy either. So I don't know what you do here. If you're Jerry Jones, maybe Mike McCarthy goes finally. I don't know. Mike Zimmer has some sort of borderline dementia. He didn't have a job for a while. So this team is doomed from the start. That's all I can really say.
And this team doesn't have flexibility. Like, they've locked in Dak and CD to CD's making $34 million this year. Dak's making $60 million. And you haven't signed Micah yet. Micah's going to get $40 million probably plus a year. Like, you're going to be spending $150 million on 3 guys on your team. I know we talk all the time about how, like, we don't understand how the NFL salary cap works and somehow they can always make up space out of nowhere. But at some point it catches up to you. And this Cowboys team does not have a lot of flexibility to try to retool and rebuild. They got hit on some draft picks, hit on some unsigned guys. And I don't know. Maybe it's the same situation. New head coach, new offensive coordinator, and they'll different next year. But
I don't understand why they didn't go after a guy like Alexander Madison or some form of running back that would be competent more than Zeke. Even like a guy like Austin Eckler, something, some proven guy that can get you 5 yards when you need it. Because
I mean, there was even dudes like J.K. Dobbins is having a resurgent year in the Chargers, but he had a horrible year last year. I mean, very injury prone, but you could have probably gotten him for cheap. Gus Edwards behind him for cheap. It didn't really make sense how they went most of the offseason without adding anything. We're going to move on to the remainder of our game recaps. We actually have a sponsor for this section. Liam, I think you know who it is. It's something of a fast food variety.
Yes, this section is sponsored by Arby's and their new meat tornado sandwich.
Yum.
True. Have you gotten a chance to try that yet? I know you're a big meat guy.
I do like meat and I do like tornadoes. So I haven't had a chance, but that's what I'm going to be doing right after this show. So I've already prepped myself. I've unbuttoned the top button of my pants. I'm ready to get a meat tornado inside me. Let's jump into Bills Dolphins Thursday Night Football. Obviously, this is one of the major headlines. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Mr. Tua went down with a concussion. We also have a play. Funny enough, running into Damar Hamlin. What do you guys think? There's been a lot of speculation on what he should do, both as a player, as a human being. What do you guys think? How do you think this should be addressed, this medical situation?
It's a really tough situation. It's kind of ironic that Damar Hamlin was the guy who tackled him in the situation, gave him another concussion. But this is now 3 or 4 concussions over the past 2 or 3 years. Like, you feel bad for the guy. Like, obviously, he didn't have a great first year, but he's bounced back and has had a decent NFL career, I'd say, at this point. Like, he's above average. He's got this Dolphins team moving. But he just keeps getting hurt. And at some point, like, Andrew Luck retirement is 31 because of these stuff. Like, it's going to happen to Tua. I'm not sure how much longer he has. I'm not going to give him advice about it, but I feel like at some point you got to take care of your body. He's gotten paid a lot of money. He can go out and survive.
I completely agree with you, Rank. I think he's got to hang it up. We were talking about him retiring last year, and if this isn't the nail in the coffin, I don't know what will be.
It's just really frustrating too. I can't even imagine being a Dolphins fan because it's not like it was completely initiated by him. You know, he gets the first down very easily, leans in with the head into Damar Hamlin's chest. It's just something where you would hope you could teach, especially after, 2022, when I think he had 2 concussions. It's something you hope that you could just teach to a QB, kind of like might be a horrible analogy, but how they teach Embiid to fall when he's landing so that he doesn't, injure himself. It's kind of one of those things where you need to maybe reorient his game. If you have to tell Tua, hey, stay in the pocket, don't rush at all. Because, Frank, to your point, I mean, he's had a solid career. It's not like you're like, well, he was a bum anyways. Let's just, have him retire and move on to the next QB. But, this is really concerning. And he is a pivotal part to this Dolphins team and this Dolphins future. So I don't know what they do from here. I don't know if you guys saw they signed Tyler Huntley from the Ravens practice squad. He had good moments with the Ravens. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's something, but I mean, what do you think about the Dolphins' future? Is their season over if he's out for at least a few games?
I really don't see a world in which he plays football again. I hate to say it. That being said, their season's not over. They still have arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL on their team. Jalen Waddle, when healthy, a fantastic running back room, but it does come back to quarterback play, and they're going to be in a lot of trouble without Tua.
I think if Tua is not coming back this year, and you tell me right now Skylar Thompson's the quarterback the rest of the way, they don't have a chance. You look at I can't find the stat right now, but Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle's stats when Skylar Thompson plays versus Tua is like Daniel Jones going out there and playing rather than Tua. Like, it is trash. Like, they are terrible with him, and he's a terrible quarterback. And if the Dolphins want a chance to salvage the season, or even like looking forward to a potential world out of Tua, Tyler Huntley's a start. I think he's a better quarterback than Skylar Thompson. He's shown he can lead a team to the playoffs, almost win a playoff game. So he's got experience there. But I've seen rumors about people talking about them trading for Mac Jones. I think they should trade for one of these backup quarterbacks out there and give them a chance, because this is an offense similar to the 49ers that you just need to manage the game and get the ball in the hands of your talented playmakers. And a lot of guys can do that.
Yeah.
You just need to get one of those guys in here.
Yeah, I just want to hit on this before we move on. I owe a big apology to Josh Allen and the Bills. He is the real deal. I mean, my God. He didn't even have that good of a game, I guess, stats-wise, but he was everywhere, and they absolutely dog-walked them.
Yeah, Kind of transitioning, kind of not back to Tua while he was in the game, and I hate to speak ill of the injured, but he did play like absolute dog poop with the 3 picks. And Liam, to your point, Josh Allen didn't need to have a great statistical game because they got the ball on the opposing 35 most of the time. So, yeah, I mean, this Bills, they obviously lost a lot of personnel, but to start 2-0, good for them. That's great. Rank anything on the Bills?
No, I don't know on Bills. Let's go Bengals Chiefs. One of the most exciting games of the day, one of the most highly anticipated games of the day, and it didn't disappoint. We saw both offenses get up and down the field at times, really show what they had in their previous time. But the Bengals are now 0-2, and the Chiefs barely got that game out. I know a lot of people are complaining about the refs, and the Chiefs helped the Chiefs win again, but I thought that watching the game live, you see the replay, and it's pretty clearly a pass interference call. Like, he hit him early, unfortunately, as it is.
Yeah. I don't really have much to say about this game other than the Chiefs can play well below their capability and still win. And I think it's absolutely terrifying. I thought they played like poop. Mahomes did not have a good game. Travis Kelce, once again, non-existent, and they still won against a very good Bengals team. Yeah, they're going to be scary once they start clicking.
I'm not really going to agree with you there on a really good Bengals team. I think the Bengals just always play up when they play the Chiefs, and the Chiefs the Chiefs just happen to play down today. But yeah, Rank, obviously we all saw that drive. I have an interesting stat for you guys. Mahomes has thrown 53 interceptions that have been overturned by a penalty in the last 6 years. You do the math for how many that is a season, but I think it's a little overstated, the whole refs and Mahomes. You see like Mahomes kissing a ref memes, ha ha ha. But at the same time, this is a great game. I think the Chiefs deserve the win. I'm still really concerned about the Bengals, who are now 0-2 for the second consecutive year. No running game whatsoever. Zach Moss has been really clear downgrade from Joe Mixon, who we are all very apologetic to. And then again, Jamar Chase just hasn't really been able to get it going. T. Higgins is still injured. I don't know what you do when if you're the Bengals. Again, you have one play away from going 1-1, and maybe we talk about it differently, but still really concerning from the eye test.
First part of that, I feel like we should start recording a stat of how often we see a Chiefs game in a regular season and be like, this team's not at full strength yet. At some point, they'll turn around, because I feel like every single year we're talking about how like Patrick Mahomes at times looks pedestrian in the season. Like, that last drive, they got down to 4th down and 10, and it almost looked like they weren't trying. Like, they didn't care about it. Like, it was just a normal game out there for them. It seemed disappointing, but obviously a PI call changed all that. The Texans side of the ball, the Bengals side of the ball, I think I've always been a little bit more of the Bengals Joe Burrow hype train. And I think at some point they'll turn around. Jamar Chase was out the entire offseason, no chance to work with him. They missed a whole year last year. T. Higgins isn't back yet. I think this team has a chance to turn it around. Like, obviously, yes, true, they play up to the Chiefs. I think there's a stat that, I guess, at now this point, over their past 6 meetings, it's the total points have been decided by 1 point. They are a very competitive group together. But I think the Bengals have the potential and the talent to go out there and win games with Joe Burrow. And he just keeps getting healthier and better as he comes further and further away from being out for almost the entire year last year.
I do want to shout out to Cam Taylor-Britt. That was maybe one of the best interceptions I've ever seen. And he was talking a lot of trash before the game about how Xavier Worthy's just a fast dude. Or maybe it was Rashee Rice. I'm not sure. But on the other side of the ball, staying with the defense, I do want to shout out to McDuffie. I think everyone really talked about L'Jarius Sneed when they talked about the Chiefs secondary, and obviously he has come and gone, and he's no longer on the team. But McDuffie looks like the real deal, and he was just the other cornerback opposite him. But he was maybe he's a linebacker. I'm not sure where, but I know he's in coverage a lot. But he's the real deal too, and this defense just continues to find people that just step up, and it's a well-oiled machine. We know that.
Yeah, I want to. If you guys don't want to jump into anything else, I want to get into Niners Vikings. This was a game where I would not have minded if it ended in a tie, but I was very happy with the result either way. Sam Darnold willed the Vikings to a win. Justin Jefferson, 97-yard touchdown. Unbelievable play. And the Niners looked terrible on offense. Brock Purdy was awful. So many picks, a lot of mistakes, and their defense couldn't stop Sam Darnold. What were your guys' main takeaways from this game?
I said it going into the season. I said it last season. Sam Darnold has rejuvenated his career post New York Jets time, and what he's doing with this offense and this weapons. He is a new quarterback. He came out and beat his old team, another revenge spot, which we love to see. I don't know. I'm high on Sam Darnold, high on his Vikings team, and at this point, could they be the second best team in the NFC North? Packers, Vikings. It's definitely a possibility.
Wow. That is a weak division, huh?
It's not like the Lions are there too.
Yeah.
Liam, you're right. The Niners did not look good, and there's been very few games over the past 3 seasons where you can say that. And I don't know if you guys just saw the news while we were on the show. Deebo Samuel is going to be out for a while with a calf injury. They're already talking about, I don't know if they've done it already, putting McCaffrey on the IR. Kind of like we're talking about the Rams. I mean, Rank, when you were saying earlier the Rams are beat up. Same thing with the Niners, beat up, and they don't have the pieces that really make this team and this offense gel. Shout out Sam Darnold. It's amazing what happens when you leave the Panthers. Look at Baker Mayfield. Look at Sam Darnold. Just killing it out there. Free Bryce Young. But, yeah, weird game for sure. And it's going to be tough for the Niners going forward. No McCaffrey, no Deebo.
I think I said going into the year that I was concerned about the Niners with all the offseason stuff going around them, and then these injuries popping up. This team is way different and relying on Brock Purdy, who, to be honest, didn't have a terrible game. 319 passing yards, a touchdown, and a pick. Like, he's doing stuff, but it's not enough to keep his Niners in the games, and it's not going to get any easier. If you're losing 2 of your top weapons with Deebo and McCaffrey, like Ayuk has not played well yet. He's got to step it up after being gone off offseason. Jordan Mason's doing well, but he's got to continue doing this. This team needs guys to step up to have a chance to be competitive. And McCaffrey's out at least 4 weeks, but the Achilles thing, people seem more concerned that this might be a longer injury than the 4 weeks. So obviously Jordan Mason's doing well, but he's not Christian McCaffrey.
No, not at all. Jordan Mason also wasn't really involved in the passing game like McCaffrey can be, which is a whole dynamic. And, we can get into this at a later time because we all know it's coming. Brock Purdy is going to be entering the final year of his contract next season. And I know with what he's done, there is no way in hell he's playing if he's not on a new contract going into 2025. So hard decisions that need to be made, and I am just loving it as a Seahawks fan. So.
Yeah. Rank, how do you feel about the Niners? You think that they're still a favorite in the NFC?
A favorite? No. They're going to be competing for a wild card spot. I picked them to be a wild card team, and that's where they're going to have to end up if they want to make the playoffs. As I said earlier, this is the Cardinals division to lose.
God, Rank is very wise. Can't believe you're right about some of these things. This is kind of crazy.
Let's go, dude. The Cardinals train.
Sunday Night Football, Bears, Texans. Got to watch Caleb Downs in prime time. I was kind of thinking about this yesterday. If you would have told us 3 or 4 years ago this was a Sunday Night Football matchup, I think we all would have burned our eyes out and never would have turned this game on. But 2 young, exciting quarterback prospects who both had pains at times, but Caleb Williams shown flashes out there on the field that made me see the potential. Like, there was one play in the first quarter where he made a throw on a 3rd down that kind of looked like it was going to be a pick, but hit the receiver right on the out route. Like, he's got the potential there if he can stay upright and stay healthy.
What a shit fest of a game this was. I mean, my eyes were bleeding watching this. You know what? This just goes to show how incompetent the Bears are. They've had offensive line issues for as long as I can remember. They've never had a passer throw for more than 4,000 yards this season, and they still haven't addressed it. They're going to throw Caleb Williams right into the fire like they did Justin Fields. No excuse for Caleb Williams, though, because he has the weapons around him. But the Bears will regret not investing in that offensive line. And, I mean, my God, it was like a revolving door. Anybody who wanted to get in, free entry.
You guys both hit it on the head. Offensive line. Caleb will be one of the most sacked QBs this season. It's just very apparent. And I think just watching that last night, there's growing pains. You know, as much as we can sit here and dog on the offensive line, Caleb Williams just made some bad decisions at some point, some questionable throws that were, you know, too far or too short. But he does look comfortable. I will say he does look comfortable in the pocket. You know, he's got defenders ramming up his ass like 2 seconds after the snap, but he does look comfortable. He's not one of those rookies that look shaky. And I mean, it's going to be a lot of growing pains. And that defense did all they could. You know, you're holding CJ Stroud's offense at 19 points. That's phenomenal. And you got to be frustrated if you're the defense because, you know, sometimes you get on the field and they have the ball and you're on 40 and it's like, well, you're setting me up for failure right now.
I am shocked that the Texans team that relied on Joe Mixon, who had 150 yards rushing in his first game, gave him 9 carries in a game that was 19-13. Wasn't a high-scoring game. Wasn't a shootout. Was a dirty game. Why was Joe Mixon not touching the ball more?
Yeah, in a game where they were leading the entirety of the game too. It didn't really make sense why they were running it, especially when nobody else except Nico Collins could get it going pass catching wise. It didn't make any sense at all. But I think the Texans are still going to be one of the prominent AFC teams. Chicago, on the other hand, oh man, Caleb Williams better take some lessons from Joel Embiid, like Drew said, because he's going to be on his back a lot.
I think one of my takes, Rank, fact check me. Well, I think I spoke very highly of the Bears. Was that one of my takes?
I believe so, yeah.
It's not going to age well. Shout out Cam Akers. I didn't realize he was still in the league, dude. Shout out Cam Akers, the bowling ball for the Rams back in the day. That's all I got for him.
All right. Raiders-Ravens. Lamar Jackson. What's happening?
That was again, what a shit fest by the Ravens, huh? It's like they wanted to lose that game. I got to give credit where credit's due, though. Raiders defense came to play, and they were aggressive. Mr. Crosby was going ham. He had a fantastic defensive game. And, I mean, what a stunner, huh? Was this the biggest upset of the slate? I don't know if Saints over Cowboys was
this in my mind was the biggest upset. In Baltimore, the Raiders coming in there and really putting it to the Ravens, a team that we had expectations for, we thought had the best team out of Lamar Jackson coming into the year, and they still just can't figure it out. Like, get an offense coordinator because you run an offense around Lamar and Derrick Henry. Like, they have talent there. It's not a talent issue anymore. It's an execution issue, and it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. Give the flowers to the Raiders. Gardner Minshew had a hell of a game. This is actually, I didn't even know this until looking at the stats. No running game whatsoever. 27 yards running. So if you want to give the Ravens any credit, they stopped the running attack. But yeah, I mean, Max Crosby was really the hero of this game. Really weird last play. Like, maybe we'd be talking about it differently. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, I'm not Lamar Jackson, but I kind of feel like he was like 1 or 2 jukes away from getting to the end zone, and he just throws the ball back to, I think it was, I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Zay Flowers.
Big Justice.
I think they were saying Zay Flowers was wide open on the other side, but
yeah,
it's a broken play. You know, it was like last play of the game, but I've seen a lot of people online talking about how like they're really starting to question Harbaugh. And Rank, to your point, maybe they need a new offense coordinator. You know, I heard Clint Kubiak's probably going to be wanting a new job next offseason, so maybe they can hire him.
Yeah, it's pathetic that this Ravens team couldn't score a touchdown the first half against the Raiders. That's just pathetic.
They're going to turn this around because this is becoming one of the tougher divisions. The Steelers keep winning somehow, and the Bengals will turn around at some point, and the AFC in general is a better conference. So the Ravens, as I predicted, going to be missing the playoffs potentially.
Yeah.
Frank, you're so wise. It's actually very impressive that you've got a lot of these takes right so far.
I think Liam's going to have a speech tree at the end of the year. We'll see.
Ooh.
Oh, you can't just bandwagon on my Cardinals take and then tell me I got to give speeches. If someone's got to give a speech, we're looking at the man in the blue collared shirt over here. I mean,
all right, let's get to the next game. Before we get to the rapid fire games, we have Seahawks Patriots. I'll give a pretty brief spiel. I do want to give credit to the Patriots. They're actually not as bad. I really thought they were going to be like an 0-16 team, but whatever Jared Mayo's doing, they actually looked pretty decent, especially defensively. Jacoby Brissett just making crazy throws outside the pocket. Didn't know he could do that. But I also want to shout out to our offense. Last week, it was really our defense that saved us against Bo Nix. It's a crazy statement to say. But offensively, this week, DK, 129 yards and a touchdown. Jackson Smith and Jigba, who I've been very high on and very vocal on going into year 2, is going to have a great year. He had 117 yards for 12 receptions. Really no running game without Kenneth Walker, so we had to rely on the air, and shout out Gino for getting it done. And I want to shout out our defense before I turn it over to you guys. And you guys are going to laugh at me because it's Bo Nix and Jacoby Brissett. But we gave up 138 passing yards last week and only 149 this week. Just want to say that, we're getting ran all over. But
yeah,
at least we're not letting it happen in the air. That's all I got.
Yeah, before we talk about the Seahawks, I actually got to give the Pats flowers too. True, like you said, their defense has been very, very good. And on the other side of the ball for them, Antonio Gibson running around like he's got a fridge on his back, but man, the dude runs hard. What a big back runner. I think one of the announcers called him, which was crazy. But he does run like that. I'm really excited for Jackson Smith and Jigba. I think he's going to be phenomenal. But unfortunately, I think this is the year that Tyler Lockett really drops off.
Yeah.
Luckily, they have 2 great receivers to kind of fill that.
He is going into, I think, year 10, which is crazy. I mean, shout out his longevity.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. 10 years as a wide receiver in this league is really tough to do.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why he's dropping off, because of the fact that they have these 2 young guys who have really put up numbers in this offense. The Seahawks are interesting. They've won against 2 pretty bad teams, I would say. It's considered the Broncos and Patriots bad teams. So I'm curious to see what they can do against the Dolphins or Lions. And then they play the Giants, also another bad team they can win against easily. But they definitely – I will eat my words. Geno Smith's looked better than I expect him to this year. I don't think we're seeing a backup this early this year. Sam Howell's not playing in Week 5 this year.
Geno is the one thing he is he's clutch. He consistently leads or is high up in game-winning drives. So shout out Geno there. And got to win the games you got to win,
Exactly. Can only
It's
play
hard.
in front of you.
It's our division to lose, so we really just got to win these games. Sorry, hard to say that with a straight face. All right, we have our rapid-fire games, which are brought to you by Trojan Condoms. Like these games, even if you're fast, you can still be protected with Trojan. Thank you, Trojan. We're going to get these about 1 minute. We're going to go rapid-fire through them, turn it off to you guys. Jets, Titans, what do you guys got for that?
Will Levis, man, count your days. Will Levis is bad. He's really bad. He just lost them the game again. Inexcusable mistake. Really happy to see the Jets pull it out, but it was not deserved at all.
This is kind of scary to me as a Jets fan, if you're a Jets fan out there, because you expect them to win this game kind of easily, and Garrett Wilson did not have a good game. Breece Hall did really well, and Brayden Allen, which I think is the youngest player in the NFL, also had a great game as backup running back there. But Aaron Rodgers did what any Jets fan would want in that aspect, I guess, is he put you in a position to win the game, and that's exactly what they ended up doing in the end. But I'm looking to see a more complete and aggressive Jets team going forward. Hopefully get Garrett Wilson and Allen Lazard a little more involved in the passing game.
totally agree with you guys on the Jets. For the Titans, all I got is I don't know if Will Levis is trying to be a meme, but he's doing a really good job at with 2 straight weeks of just crazy photos of him. I think we already have photo of the season from last week going like this after throwing the game-losing pick. So, really concerning for the Titans. 0-2. We got Giants Commanders. Rank, take it away here.
Why didn't we have a kicker? Graham Gano was hurt going into the game. He was a game-time decision. If your kicker is anywhere close to injured, there's enough good kickers in the world to just get another guy in there for the game. Get somebody else in there who actually kicked the entire game. We didn't have a kicker. That changed the entire game. We missed an extra point, had to go for 2 the rest of the time. We couldn't take multiple times when we had field goal opportunities. And the last play of the game, when we drive down the field in a spot where it's 4th and 4 on the 21-yard line, we can't kick a field goal. We have to go for it. The Commanders didn't score a touchdown. This is the first time in NFL history that a team has scored 3 touchdowns, given up 0, and lost. Never happened before. Scoregami that. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Rick, I don't know how they don't have – I mean, not even a backup kicker. You're telling me you can't put a wide receiver out there that can hit a 20-yarder, 25-yarder?
Let our punter kick it.
It's completely unacceptable and just a disgrace from the front office and the organization as a whole to allow this to happen. I don't even know what to say, but what a disgrace.
It's an embarrassment. The one game where I thought we could win this year.
I don't have much to add besides longtime fan of the show, Pat Costello, put it best. You didn't have anyone that played a little bit of soccer growing up that could have kicked the ball. Oh, I'm sorry, Rank. The rest of the team looked good too, and it's sad that's the one thing that people will remember from this game.
This was the best Daniel Jones game in years. And
yep.
They somehow lost. I mean, my God. As
I texted my Commanders friend, if Daniel Jones played the Commanders every single week of the year, maybe then he'd be worth $160 million. Because this is if he did this every week, we have a different conversation about the Giants.
Yeah.
Let's get into Chargers Panthers. The man that was just recently benched, Bryce Young, who completed 18 passes for 84 yards. Not much to take away here. Just as Liam would say, belt to ass.
This Carolina Panthers team might be one of the worst teams in NFL history.
Are the Panthers drafting a new quarterback next year?
I feel so bad for Bryce Young because it's the ball is snapped and he's got 3 giant dudes on him. What are you supposed to do?
But to be fair, could he have been successful anywhere?
I mean, yeah, with the Niners probably. Given Brock Purdy's job, I bet he does fine. But I mean, my
That's
God.
A good point, Frank. I don't know how much to give it to him just being horrible and talentless, and how much, like I said earlier, you have Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield that shit the bed with the Panthers, and look at how they're doing. I don't think he'd be great, but he couldn't be a starter.
He's 5'10". He can't see over the offensive line. He can't see anything.
Bro, it's like sending a pig to slaughter. I mean, what the hell do you want the guy to do?
Yeah, it's fair. This team went bad.
For anyone that's watching, that if you're on X or Twitter or whatever, Panthers Twitter is a real great place right now because they're holding on to dear life. Also being Hornets fans, so I encourage you to check out some of their content. It's pretty good. Let's go Browns Jaguars. What do you guys got there?
Oh, another disgusting game. Trevor Lawrence, I got to start slandering him. He's just not it at all. He's been around for, is this his 4th, 5th year?
4th year, maybe.
Feels like it's been a while.
Yeah, dude hasn't shown improvement at all. And, I mean, the Browns didn't play good, but they won.
Do the Jags re-sign him? I would.
This is year 4.
He's worse than Daniel Jones. The stats prove it. Like, we've looked at the stats back to back, and you see it.
I don't see it personally, but maybe the stats show a different thing. I mean,
he's embarrassing.
Yeah, this was a pathetic game. How do they not win this game? Pathetic.
Yeah, it's really just it's disappointing. And the one question I have for this is if you switched Bryce Young and Trevor Lawrence, which team would get better? Not which team would be better, but which team would get better?
The Panthers would get better.
The Panthers would get better, yeah.
Okay. That's fair. Let's go Steelers Broncos.
I think we were all wrong. I think we all predicted the Steelers were not going to be over 500 this year, and somehow they're going to be it. I don't know how, I don't know why, but they're going to win enough of these bad games to get to 500.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my entire take.
Yeah. Their defense is I mean, to be fair, they're going against Bo Nix, but their defense is really, really good.
It's we all know the Breaking Bad meme, like he can't keep getting away with it. That's really how I feel about Mike Tomlin, just piling together these winning seasons. I just don't know how he does it. But this team, I mean, Justin Fields he's a game manager, and that's all he has to do. No one is asking him to do great things like he was asked to do in Chicago. It's just go get a field goal here and there, and then let the defense do its job. And hey, they're 2-0 and they're winning their division. So,
yep. Last game of the schedule: Bucks Lions. Kind of a shocker here again. The Bucks are probably upset against the Lions, who Dan Campbell went for a fake field goal on his own 10-yard line.
It's crazy.
Yeah, some questionable decisions by the Lions, but let's keep it a buck. The NFC South, outside the Panthers, is going to be a whacking this year. I mean, could this be the best division in football?
Okay,
we'll see tonight.
All right. Shout out Aiden Hutchinson. 4.5 sacks, was just absolutely terrorizing Baker Mayfield, even though they lost. I think it was a sack away for the Lions franchise single game record, which is crazy. I mean, he's a special talent for sure.
Yeah. Before we move on, question for you guys. Fill in the blank. Baker Mayfield is a top blank quarterback in the NFL.
15.
12. You
Great.
fill in the blank.
Yeah, I was going to say top 12 as well. I think the dude he has it. He's got the juice, as opposed to a guy like Trevor Lawrence who that man doesn't have a lick of orange juice in his system. Baker Mayfield's got the whole tree. I mean, something to go.
All right, on that note, we are ready for Monday Night Football picks brought to you by Tito's, because I know we were all drinking our sorrows away last weekend because we all missed. One of the rare times we all band together on a Monday Night Football pick, and we all got beat. Of course, to the Niners, which made it even worse. Tonight we have Falcons at Eagles. Rank, I'll let you take it away with the circumstances. What do we got for this game?
Yep, Falcons at Eagles. Eagles minus 5.5. Home favorites. Coming back from Brazil. And the Falcons trying to bounce back after a pretty miserable loss against the Steelers. I'm going to start us off here, and I think the Falcons – I have to ride Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is my boy.
What?
He's my guy. This Falcons team is going to turn it around. Another week for Kirk Cousins back healthy. If this game was 1 point higher, Liam, I might have considered taking it for double or nothing because this would have qualified for it.
Wow.
But it's not, so I'm going to pick Falcons to cover this 5.5 point spread.
Truett, if Rank wants to take the double or nothing, I'm all in for it. I'll allow it. You can take the double or nothing.
I'm not doing it. I just want Falcons. Falcons are doing it.
Okay.
Oh, so you're just all talk then?
Yeah, big talk.
I don't want rules being bent for me.
Buddy.
I mean, all right.
Okay, it's very noble of you.
Gotta ask you this, Rank. Do you ever get sore riding Kirk Cousins?
Sometimes. It's hurt before.
Especially prime time.
This is when it hurts the most. But I think prime time Kirk Cousins is going to prove doubters wrong today.
No, Prime time Kirk Cousins is just the complete opposite.
Here's what you failed to account for. This game is happening on Monday Night Rank. This means that – have you ever seen the movie Thunderstruck with Kevin Durant?
Yeah.
Yeah. Prime time and Kirk Cousins, man, he turns into a pedestrian. I am taking the Birds to cover 5.5. I think they win by 14. And I'm also saying that with a lot of hate in my heart for the Falcons.
Fun fact, just for you guys, just quick update. Kirk Cousins is 3-10 on Monday Night Football.
Ooh.
Is it going to be 4-10 or is it going to be 3-11, Rick?
4-10. That's not including coverage stats. He might cover some of those games though.
I looked at this today and I was trying desperately to rack my brain to think of some reason why I could take the Falcons. Please. And I just couldn't. I couldn't find one. I really couldn't find one. There's just no reason why the Falcons should cover this game. There's no reason why. The Eagles looked great last week against a great defense in the Packers. Devin White also didn't travel to Brazil, so he will be there tonight. It's at home. Kirk Cousins just looked horrible. I'm sorry, but there is no way. I will do some horrible thing if the Falcons cover this game.
What will you do?
Yeah, what will you do?
What do you want me to do?
I don't know.
Can we get a live mukbang of the Arby's meat tornado? Can we make that?
Is that an actual thing, the meat tornado?
Yeah,
I thought you just made that up. That's a real thing.
Yeah, true. If they lose, if the Falcons cover, you must come to the next show and eat the meat tornado.
It's not really much of a punishment. You know, I love my meat tornadoes.
Find yourself an
I've
Arby's.
Never had it as actual food. Yeah. Okay. Deal. I would have done much worse, just so you know. But yeah, I will do that.
All right.
Wow. First wager of the season, boys. Let's go.
Yeah.
I have a quick stat before we switch sports. It's actually we can open it for conversation. It's passing touchdowns through 2 weeks of the NFL season, going back 6 years. It is down 20 from the last year, which is down 20 from the year before. So 2022, there was 105 passing touchdowns through 2 weeks. 2023 was 86. 2024, through the first 2 weeks, there was only 66, pending Monday Night Football, of course. Only 66 passing touchdowns through the first 2 weeks. What does this trend tell you?
You know what it tells us? It is the death of the quality starting quarterback in the NFL. You look back 10 years ago, it seemed every single team had a quality starting quarterback. That is not the case anymore.
Wow. Okay.
I agree. I will harp on this again. I think it comes down to the lack of preseason games. You look like that's true over the first couple weeks, true, but you look over like the course of the regular season, on average per game, it's pretty similar, like around like 1.4 to 1.5 touchdowns per game over the past couple of years. So I think it's going to change as the season progresses and season moves on. But I do think the lack of preseason really just shows these games turn to preseason things at times, like just the boneheaded mistakes some players make.
Yeah, right. That's a good point. And given that stat that you just mentioned, if it really is the same throughout the entire season, then you're right. It must just be a lack of real warm up going into the season. But
I do have a trivia question for you for today.
What is the trivia question segment brought to you by? What's the sponsor for today?
Brought to you by FanDuel.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I want you to go out there and don't listen to our bets, but if you do, send us something.
Code RANKLE for $10 free play. We could only get 10. I'm sorry. They wouldn't let us give out any more.
Top 4 teams in the NFL with the most retired jersey numbers. Can you name what number like the most team has and the teams? 2 of them are tied for the most.
Steelers?
Nope, not top 10. Not top 4.
Niners?
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be Niners.
They're number. There's third.
Packers?
Nope.
Wow.
Patriots?
Nope.
Bears?
Yep, Bears are the most.
Oh, yeah. Vikings?
Nope.
No purple people eaters?
No Pro People leaders.
The Dallas Cowboys.
No.
Wow. That's really surprising. Dolphins.
Nope.
Damn.
The Ravens?
Nope.
The Birds.
Nope.
The Broncos?
Nope.
What?
Damn. Stink at this. Chiefs?
Yep. Chiefs number 4.
There you go. Come
This
on,
other
Truett.
team is tied for first.
My back is hurting, Truett. Please.
Hey, I got the other one. What are you talking about? The Rams?
Nope.
The Bills.
Nope. I'm enjoying this.
The Giants?
Yeah.
Ugh. And we're back. Welcome back to Fun in the Locker Room.
So
we had
any
a-
guesses? Any guesses on how many jersey numbers retired for those top 2 teams?
I have no frame of reference.
15.
Pretty close. The Bears and Giants have each retired 14 numbers. The 49ers have retired 12, and the Chiefs retired 10.
Wow.
So we're missing one more?
No, it was the top 4. I just see top 4 this time.
Oh, God, I'm stupid. Sorry.
I think that's it for our football segment. I think we want to jump into some baseball, as there's now 12 or 13 games left in the season. We're getting down to the end, and the NL wildcard race, which impacts all of us, is really heating up.
Yes, it does.
I think Truett's got some stats for us.
I do.
Can you text this one?
Oh, I do have some stats. Thanks. Yeah, so as Rank said, he put it perfectly. There are pretty much 4 teams. I think the Cubs still can make it, but we're just going to pretend like that's not a thing. We have the Padres, obviously the Diamondbacks, the Braves, and the New York Mets. And only 3 of those teams can get the 3 wildcard spots. And I'm going to not be biased and hope that we can still win the division. But right now, as the stats lie, the Padres have a 99% chance to make the playoffs. The Diamondbacks have an 88% chance. The Braves have a 65% chance. And the Mets have a 48% chance to make the playoffs. Now, I was a little surprised by those stats because, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Mets are leading over the Braves in the standings.
Tied.
It's tied. Okay. So I know I can't expect you guys to take out your bias here, but why do you think the Mets are going to get this 3rd spot?
Heart and passion is the only way they're doing this. Is Lindor playing today, Liam? Is he healthy, or are we still hurt?
He's probably going to miss the entire series against the Nats.
Okay, so Lindor is out the series, which, to be honest, if there's a series for him to miss, it better be this. And this is going to require Pete Alonso and this team to step the F up. Like, these guys need to come out and prove that they are the players worth these contracts they're going to be getting paid. And they need to go out and win this series. Because if the Mets don't sweep the Nationals, we're going to get it a little close because they still got games against the Braves and the Phillies coming up. This is a must-win series at the very least.
Yes, absolutely agree. It is nice that we do somewhat write our own destiny. We play the Braves in a series that will probably decide who is going to the playoffs. That being said, it's time for some other guys to step up. This whole season, it's been if Lindor hits, we hit. If he doesn't, we don't. We need some other people to step up. Brandon Nimmo, Pete Alonso. It's time to show why you guys bleed blue and orange. Step up. We need to win while Lindor is out. And when we get him back, we can't miss a beat. It's go time. This team has shown so much heart this season. It would be a shame not to finish it off with a playoff run. That's all I got.
All right. I was really bored at work today, so I made this. I titled the sheet, Let's Fucking Go Mets, for you guys.
Oh.
So these are the standings as they currently are. They're not in order. Apologize for that. But these are the remaining games, I believe. Obviously, like I would love to pencil you guys in as winning all of these. But all you have to do is just, if you guys want to go through and predict, we can really see what needs to happen for you guys to get that spot. The blue obviously shows that you have series that are impacting each other. So let's hear it. I mean, you have a 4-game series versus the Phillies. What do you have to do bare minimum in that series?
So the Mets need to win 2 out of 3 against Washington. So put 2 wins and 1 loss here.
Yeah.
We need to at least go 500 against the Phillies. Win 2, lose 2, I would say.
And we gotta sweep. I think we gotta sweep the Braves.
Well, sure. Let's see what the Braves are right now.
Let's
say
do the
a
other
loss.
side.
A loss
Look at
here.
who they're playing.
Loss here. Since
Look at who they're playing.
we can honestly just chalk these up as wins. I don't know how you want to tackle the Reds.
2 out of 3 in Cincy.
Yeah.
So right now they've won one more game than you guys have going into the series.
That's fine. Because then if we win 2 out of 3 here,
We're gonna have to sweep them.
no, because then they got Kansas City, and Kansas City is fighting for a spot in this point, and the Brewers have a spot pretty locked up.
Yeah, that's a good
Rankle.
point.
I will not rest easy unless
Neither will I.
If we gotta sweep the Braves.
I won't either, but a tie, winning the Braves series and being tied in the standings gives us we have the tiebreaker there. If we
This
win
would
the
have
series,
to happen, right? So this is pretty much what would have to happen.
no. Even if Kansas City goes 2-1, because we have the tiebreaker, so
Yeah.
in a tie scenario, we have that spot.
Oh,
As long
okay.
as we win the Braves series.
But to Liam's point, if you do sweep, it makes it a lot easier for you guys.
Oh yeah, because then we have the tiebreaker plus buffer room.
Oh, man.
I'm going to give the Diamondbacks the sweep here. That's a tough series, a 4-game series versus the Brewers. They give us the sweep here. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm going to say we lose 2 out of 3. We have a very hard, like, it's not like we're guaranteed a spot either. I mean, I know the stats say one thing, but I mean, let's just say we lose these 6 games, we're in trouble.
You're not losing those 6 games, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. I'll give them the sweep. I'll give them 2 of 4, and then I don't think it matters. I mean, I'll give us 1 of 3, which I think is still even saying a lot. And going into that, they would be a game above us. So this series would really be huge. If we were to, we'd have to take, I don't know who is the tiebreaker, but if we took obviously 2 of 3 and they took 1, we would be tied. It'd be a lot of ties as we see it now. But obviously this is all just speculative.
Yeah.
So I'm sure our viewers can understand that this is a crucial next few weeks in baseball for us. I'm hoping the Mets make it.
Hoops grid?
Hoops grid.
True, would you mind sharing your screen for this one?
I got you, big dog.
Thank you.
Oh boy, what a can't wait to pull this one up.
True, who's the Hoops Grid sponsored by today?
Hoops Grid is sponsored by Gillette Razors.
The best a man can get.
Exactly. Speaking of which, the best a man could get is a Tony Allen archetype on your team. That's all you need to win a championship.
Facts.
Anyone a Mike Miller expert?
Can we go Rudy Gay, Zach Randolph teammate, maybe that grit and grind Grizzlies team? Was Pargo on that team?
Who?
Pargo. 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 The Jeremy
Wow.
Pargo.
Who is
Okay.
What a
that? How do you
shout.
know who that is?
I mean, come on. Don't be a casual.
The Grizzlies is not really one of my sweet spots knowledge-wise. I have no idea who played in this era. Marcus Gasol teammates. Trying to think of someone on the Raptors, maybe.
This is a hard one.
Yes!
That's huge. Wow, what a shout. What a shout.
I just remember Watanabe was on the Raptors at one point. Diversity.
Tony Allen, Zach Randolph, Nigel Hayes.
Who?
Hey, 1 year? I would have been impressed. Who is that, Rick?
Some random guy. I remember from college basketball.
Mike Miller. What teams was Mike Miller on? Heat. Maybe we could.
Did he play with Big Country, Mr. I don't even know his first name, Reeves?
Oh, where did you want Big Country?
Mike Miller Grizzlies. So where maybe is
Josh?
maybe it's maybe it's spelled differently. I don't know. He's a big guy.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
I don't know either.
I'll look up his name. This won't be cheating. Big Country.
Tony Allen, Zach Randolph, OJ Mayo.
OJ Mayo, legend.
Bryant Reeves, Truett. Bryant Reeves.
Bryant Reeves.
Yeah, there we go.
Nope,
No,
sorry.
no.
I don't think Mike Miller played in 2000. Did he?
No idea.
What a gross
Shane-
mugshot for him.
What about Shane Battier?
Like that. I like that.
How's it going?
Ooh.
Ooh.
A lot of other people liked that, clearly.
That's rough. It's a tough hoops grid.
Ish Smith instead of OJ Mayo.
Nice. That's a good guess in any hoops grid, to be honest.
Okay.
Great guess. Did Kendall Marshall play with Zach Randolph on the Grizzlies? No.
Try Shane Battier, bottom right.
All right, better.
Close. Yeah, I like that there.
Jason Williams, bottom right. White chocolate.
Nice, rank.
There we go. Good shout. You have to mix and match these guys.
Isn't Mike Bibby like super jacked right now?
He is.
Yeah.
Good for him.
When was Mike Miller on these teams?
I have no idea.
I do not know, to be honest.
Ooh. Do you think Quincy Pondexter's ever on this?
Oh, yeah, he's got to be. He's got to be.
Where
in
do
the
you want
middle?
him?
Rudy Gay, yes. Dude, he was tough. He was a bucket.
Oh, ugly looking dude.
Come on, man.
Beno Udrich anywhere?
Ooh, Mr. Bino.
He's got to be
Trying all
somewhere.
over.
Oh, yo. Now you want Beno Udre all over. Oh,
Yeah.
nice. In the polo.
What about like Hashim Thabit?
Yeah, great shout. What a bust.
There we go.
This might be just let's complete it, dude. This is a
Yeah.
Wait. Didn't Allen Iverson play the Grizzlies
He did.
at one point?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did. He might be.
Try maybe
he's
Hashim.
over.
I put the bead in the that spot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh. Didn't play with Mike Miller.
Who would have played with that
I
team?
think Mike Miller Heat.
Like Jamal Tinsley or something like that.
Tinsley.
I'm trying to think who played on that Grizzlies team for a while. Maury Carroll was there for a year. What about Ronnie Brewer?
You know, who could probably make it is good old Corey.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh. That's not right.
What about Ed Davis?
Ooh, I like that. He's a classic. We use him a ton. No Shelvin Mack on this Hoops grid, unfortunately.
Wayne Ellington?
Wayno!
who's on that goddamn Grizzlies team?
Did Norris Cole ever play with Rudy Gay? They ever team up and form like a dynamic duo? No. What about Mario? Super Mario.
I would not be a dynamic duo.
Damn, bro.
I got it crazy. Didn't Kyle Lowry get drafted by the Grizzlies?
He did. Yeah.
He did. Good shout, Rank.
Nice rank.
That was a great shout, though.
Yeah, we'll take
Surprised
that.
how many people
We'll take
know
that.
that.
Scores better than 97%.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
look
good.
at that. That's pretty
Wow.
good. I'm going to show how hard it is, dude, because we only got 3 diamonds.
Wow. We cooked on some of those.
All right, everyone. Well, you just witnessed some Hoops Grid history, so we hope you enjoyed that. We're going to be back here next Monday.
Wait, we got birthdays.
Oh, yeah.
My bad. My mistake.
And Rankle, who's sponsoring birthdays today?
Carvel, actually. We're sending birthday cakes to all the birthday
Oh,
players.
wow.
Today, so
That
Wow.
was so nice of us.
remember that in the mail.
We got some good birthdays today. Starting off,
I think those cakes are coming out of Liam's pocket.
all right, boss man. Elgin Baylor, the
Wow.
late great legend, basketball Hall of Famer. He would have been 90 today. He would have turned 90.
Damn.
Shout out to Elgin Baylor. What a star he was. Moving down the list, we got Robin Yount, Hall of Fame baseball player, shortstop, center fielder for the Brewers. Unbelievable talent. Tim Raines, also a Hall of Fame baseball player. A lot of baseball birthdays today. Mickey Tettleton, born in OKC, Truett. There you go.
Nice.
Happy birthday to him, Big Mickey. Going down the list. I don't know how to say that. Oh, Aaron Gordon. Wow.
Wow. Champion.
Wow.
Aaron Gordon, the champion. Any nicknames for him and Jokic? Do they have like a nickname or anything off the top
Just
of your
like,
guys' head?
I think the big front or something, I think is what they were called.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting nickname. Over in baseball, we got Matt Bierling. He's 28. Everybody loves a little Matt Bierling. No way. Not Ronnie Brewer, but Ronald Brewer. He turned 69 today. That's awesome.
Wow. Good birthday for him.
Stuart's all fired up over that. I gotta throw something on the grill for that. That's awesome. One of Rank's favorite players of all time in the NFL turns 24 today, Mr. Sam Howell. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Sam.
Wow.
Enjoy the cake.
Enjoy the cake.
Yep.
Rank might give you an extra special cake.
Oh,
What's next? What's the next birthday?
Wide receiver for the Bills, Mr. Mac Hollins, famously does not like to wear cleats. He turns 31 today. And the GOAT running back of all time, Samaje P. Ryan, turns 29. So happy birthday to you, Mr. P. Ryan.
What team is he on?
That's all we got. That's all we got in football. Light day for birthdays in the other sports. So we'll
No good
go
soccer.
back to you. I'll take a look at soccer.
Take a quick peek.
Yeah, I'll take a gander. Why don't I? Huh? Why don't I? David Nish. I like that name.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, so I apologize, but a man by the name of Snorrit Lundberg would have turned 123 today. So happy birthday to you, Mr. Snorrit.
Wow.
Lundberg.
And then in lacrosse, we don't have any birthdays today, unfortunately. None.
Lundberg. Good birthdays as always. I think we've done all of our trivia. Any other sponsors we got to get out of the way? We're scraping for the next show's budget, so we got to make sure we get all our sponsors.
Let's shout out all our listeners today. Big day for listeners.
Yeah, big day. Don't forget to use code RANKLE for $10 for FanDuel. But thank you everyone for watching. As always, we're going to be back here every week of the NFL season. It is almost October, which is one of the greater months of the year. So we're going to get into some playoff baseball soon, and we'll keep you tuned into that. Obviously, the NBA will be not far behind it, so you're not going to want to stick sorry, you're not going to want to miss. You're definitely going to want to stick around. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell now that we're back on YouTube. YouTube Live. It'll give you a nice little reminder in your calendar. It'll actually remind you 10 times throughout the day. I don't think you can change it, so you'll be here. But as always, thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. Don't forget to go have some fun in the locker room. Peace out.